Some people know that they're liable to give the khums, and they do have the money to give it, but they delay it. In addition to it being sinful to delay these religious dues, there are consequences. What are these consequences? The consequences are, if money applies to an item, to a house. How? Let's say you have a car. Your car that you use personally for your own expenses, for your own transportation, that's exempt. That's part of the expenses, ma'una, you don't have to pay khums on it. Let's say you have an additional car sitting in Florida, right? And you have an investment house there. It's not really an expense that you have, it's just something additional. You know, every maybe 1 or 2 years you go and you use that car, for instance. Now, if 1 year passes on that car, and let's say you did not use it, what happens to that car? Khums is directly applied to that car. Or let's say you have an investment house in Florida. You have to pay khums on that because it's not your house that you're personally using, you're using it as an investment. So if you did not buy that investment house with mukhammas money, money that you have already paid khums on, you have to pay khums on that investment house. Okay. Let's say you didn't. Delaying the khums is definitely haram. Now, there is a consequence here. Scholars have mentioned that if you do not pay the khums, you don't have the right to use that property anymore. Because now you have partners. 20% is owned by other partners. And you don't have such permission to use this house. So it's your house, but you can't use it. If you use this house, it's a violation of the property of other people, even though you own 80% of it. Driving that car becomes haram. It's like driving a usurped car. Keep that in mind. So praying in that house becomes problematic. Your salah would be invalid in this house because this is usurped land. Even more than that, you have to pay the recipients of khums rent. Let's say for 5 years, I did not pay my khums on that investment house. How much can you rent this investment house a month? $1,000 a month? 20% of it, $200, was owned by the recipients of khums. Because 5 years ago when you had to pay khums, they owned, legally, Islamically, they owned 20% of your house. 5 years you're using their property, so you have to pay them rent. No. Just keeping it. Because 5 years ago, in 2015, the recipients of khums owned 20% of your house. So you had to give it to them. Now that you withheld it from them, you have to give them not the khums, just the khums. You also have to pay them the rent because you used their property for 5 years.